Gotham is going to be rebooted in season 5. It's going to have a whole new cast of actors. It's going to be time jumped. It's going to be a brand new show. Do people read articles? Do I really need to make these videos to explain to a lot of people about what? I'm joking. No, I'm joking. I think what is going on here, everybody. Why do I click my fingers sometimes? It's just a thing. I guess it's like the Boba Thanos magic click where I engage my Bobaness. Now, I think what happens a lot of these articles, and hello everybody, welcome to this video, is I think some people don't read them, some people read them, and then word of mouth gets around, and some people think other things are happening, and then that leads to this video. Just like Jeremiah isn't a Joker. Basically, guys, some of you may have heard, Gotham is supposedly kind of going through somewhat of a makeover, a reboot, very loose word there, in season 5, if we get a season 5, and hopefully we will, because what I will say before I dive into this video is with what they have going on in the last few episodes, and with what they have planned for season 5, it would be probably one of the biggest what could have happened, what if ever in not okay, it's a bit of an overstatement. I was about to say in the history of TV. No, it would just be a great big massive shame if we don't get season 5 to see what this is all about. So guys, as you may be familiar, Danny Cannon's been on the roll with comicbook.com. This is a little bit of an old article. It's not too old. It's just it's old in terms of people have been asking me to make this video for like the past week or two, whenever it's came up. Okay, since the 17th of April, and now it's when I'm recording this, it's the 30th. You're probably not seeing this till a couple of days from now, so I'm sorry again. But anyway, Danny Cannon, one of the executive producers of Gotham, I would say one of the grandfathers, the big cheeses of Gotham out of all the EPs, spoke to comicbook.com not only about Jeremiah the Joker stuff and will he be referred to as the Joker, but it flew over their heads. This is flying over people's heads as well. The title of the article is Gotham, No Man's Land, which is the finale episode, and what is coming to Gotham with this cataclysmic event that Raish teased. We'll reboot the series, exclusive. But before I get into this article, break it down and talk about things and make things a lot clearer for people, why not subscribe to this channel for more nerdy videos like this, or not just Gotham, but other shows too. But also, you guys kick ass with the like button, so hit that like button. Do I even need to ask you anymore? You guys like the like button, hopefully, before the video is even being watched. That's how kick-ass you guys are. So next month, when Gotham's 4th and undeniably best season comes to a close, the show we've come to love will be gone forever. Now, Gotham has been rumored to be on the bubble of being renewed after a lackluster ratings performance this year. But that's not what this is about. The season 4 finale, which follows the ever-popular Batman No Man's Land story from the comics, will alter the entire reality of the series. Everything we know about Gotham will change, and an entirely different Batman prequel series will rise up in its place. According to executive producer Danny Cannon, A Dark Knight No Man's Land will change the fabric of Gotham's DNA and serve as a reboot of the show's story. During an exclusive interview with comicbook.com, Cannon mentioned that the finale would bring a cataclysmic event to Gotham, which we all know is what C. Ra's al Ghul is teasing at the end of the latest episode with his eyes on fire. Knowing that No Man's Land was the title of the season 4 finale, this wasn't much of a surprise, but we asked him to elaborate. Like I said, the catastrophic event, the cataclysmic event that happens in the last 3 episodes not only will change Gotham, Cannon continued, it not only combines so many characters that you don't think will cooperate with each other, but it changes the face of Gotham forever. So that season 5, it's almost a reboot and a different show. Okay, cool. Like, all I'm reading from this so far is that, yeah, it's just like what I'm explaining to people, that it's, changing up a little bit. They're going to kind of really take a different approach in season 5 that they really feel is kick-ass and freaking badass. But yeah, let me continue. This is what the writer of the article said. The word reboot can be scary for fans of a show because it typically means that the series is restarting from the ground up. While that's sort of the intention here with Gotham, Cannon assured us that it's more about changing the landscape of the show with the same characters. He called it a reboot of stories as opposed to a complete overhaul. So why does this need an explanation, people? Why? Yeah. I'm seeing comments when I go through my comments when I just type in reboot to filter it. It's just like, is it true that in season 5 will be a reboot? It's like a time jump and David will be replaced, or David, sorry, as Bruce. You know, a lot of people are saying time jump, this jump, that jump, new actors. And the thing is, I'm reading like other comments in replies to other comments, possibly a jump forward in time to get to an older Bruce beginning his real Batman career. It's just like, they're going to keep David, right? So, and this guy is 17 in real life. He doesn't look any older than that. He just doesn't. So fair enough if people thought, that, you know, they could do a reboot and he looked like 20 something, but, you know, 17. But no, guys, they're not going to do that. They're just not. I think a lot of wrong information is getting spread around here, and yet again, with just like how Jeremiah won't be referred to as a Joker, and people just think that he's not the Joker now because he's just not going to be called the Joker this season. People think that this show is completely rebooted. Yeah, it's just but anyway, this is the key stuff that Danny Cannon says in the article. Our characters have reached a maturity now. Our characters are so well defined, and that's why I think as writers, that's right about the point when you want to change people's perception of them. Now, this is where Danny Cannon, shall I say, clarified what he said. So it's kind of like the term reboot means just when you thought you knew people, something else will happen. And just when you thought your season 5 would be like season 4, season 5 is completely different. New characters and old characters that have changed. It's complete departure, and the city has changed too. New characters and a new landscape. We're building to something much bigger. It's the biggest cliffhanger we've done. I mean, there has to be a season 5. Everything points to that because it's just set up that way. Hence what I said about if we really don't get renewed, or if season 4 doesn't get renewed for season 5, with what he's saying there, it seriously would be such a big shame, because it's like, what could have been with Gotham? It could have been completely, I mean, for all the people who don't like the show, might really get into the show in season 5, and on top of the people who already love season 4, it could be an amazing thing in season 5, even more so than for people like me and you who are watching this video. I assume most of you love this show, but then again, you could argue some people might not like the show with season 5, but I have confidence in what Danny Cannon says here. I mean, if it's, you know what I mean. You know what I mean, or don't you know what I mean? So ultimately, to cut the answer short, to everyone who is wondering if there's going to be a massive time jump to the point where they will recast people, no. I mean, they might recast some people. If they really want to do Victor Zsasz or something like that next season, then you could argue, I think that actor's like doing something else now. I don't know if Ivy is doing something else. Just things like that, they might be different, I don't know. But in terms of David Mazouz and freaking Cameron Bickendova and other people like that, they're still going to be the same. I just think with what they're doing with season 5, they're not only going to really embrace them, and it's true, they've gone from like little kids. Do you remember little Bruce in season 1 popping up here, and now look at him, like they and the storyline they've introduced with like a Batman Year 1 vibe, Ra's al Ghul vibe, the freaking Proton Batmobile. You can kind of see how they're bleeding little things into it. So for season 5, it will be even more cool. I think they want to change things up with characters to the point where you'll be like, WTF, like David Mazouz's Bruce seriously might be like very you know, like in the comics where he might run away, or like be, if season 4's Ra's al Ghul continues in with season 5, then you know, he might already be trained by Ra's in season 5, and he might be, I don't know, there's things going on, there's so many ideas, I don't know them, I'm not in the writer's room, but there might be a little bit of a time jump, the same actors, but dramatic different storylines, if you know what I mean. Just as you thought Batcat might be happening in season 4, season 5, they might be completely different with each other. Selena will be coming even more into her own. They're both, I think Cameron is now 18. There's just lots of things now that they can do, whereas at the start of Gotham, they really couldn't do it. Not even season 2. Like, when they would attempt to do Batman-y stuff with Bruce, it would be borderline cringy because it's just not there yet. But now they are. Do you know what I mean? It's like still the same show, but they're really gonna put on a complete different layer of makeup with it and really try and make it cooler. But also, the most important thing to bear in mind here is, I will make a No Man's Land video. I hope. But with what happens in No Man's Land, it really will completely change Gotham to a place, just as Ray said, where it'll forge Bruce into a dark night of Gotham. Now, I'm getting a lot of questions about that, and I think I've answered it before, but that doesn't mean he's gonna be Batman now. I think it means he'll realize his purpose as, oh, I don't want to do this on the weekends, or just do this because I need to do this for a means and as an end. So technically he's a vigilante, but not a fully fledged one or whatever. But now he'll be like, I need to do this for the rest of my life. I need to save Gotham. I'm going to go out there on the streets, but he's not going to be Batman. But he'll realize the Dark Knight will be forged in him, but he won't be the Dark Knight, but he technically will be a baby Dark Knight. Do you know what I mean? So, for example, with this reboot, if you will, in season 5, Bruce could be fully fledged with his proto Batmobile, new toys from Lucius Fox, all this new pre-production stuff that will be happening before season 5 happens. If we get season 5, will be so cool. Like, I can imagine all that stuff happening. We could get Bruce on rooftops, things like that. New kind of suity stuff. You get where I'm going. Complete new makeup, new city because of the cataclysmic event, where it's much darker. This new cataclysmic event, No Man's Land, is really got to be their fuel for the fire that is Gotham season 5 if we get it. So just to cut that bit short, that doesn't mean new actors. That doesn't mean 25-year-old Bruce Wayne as Batman. It just means what I've just said. It just means that it's going to be a seriously cooler show, and they're going to honestly fully embrace some of the edgy things they've probably done with this new city, that to the point where it's going to be a lot darker. I think it's going to be a lot more. It's going to be a lot more serious. And I think that the bottom line is that they can now do stuff to the point where they've got actually fleshed out characters to a degree with some of them. Like, and I'm generally saying, like, I don't feel like Barbara is, because she's gone several different directions. What I mean is, I feel like the Riddler's really fleshed out, Penguin is really fleshed out, Bruce is really fleshed out, Cameron Selina is so fleshed out with her character arcs. All this stuff is great, to the point where in this new city they can really, as I said, probably push them quite a lot more closer to their comic book selves. I don't know. As Danny Cannon said, it's more about changing the landscape of the show with the same characters, and in regards to a reboot of stories. So not like a complete overhaul of the show, but the stories for the characters could be dramatically different. You may be like, how did this happen? But then it'll be like, they might reference the time in between season 4 and season 5, with Bruce going out in the streets, the city being changed for certain characters might mean certain things, certain new things for their characters. Honestly, guys, it's going to be a cool reboot, but not a literal reboot where Gotham now, the Gotham TV show, is like a different show, different actors. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not going to be that. But honestly, if we do get season 5, I'm excited for what also this means beyond even my speculation. There's going to be things that I won't, let's say we are getting season 5, let's assume that for a minute. I can't wait for the things that I'm going to be surprised by, that I can't even think of. I'm hoping this means with the new city, do you know what I mean? I can't even begin to imagine what Danny's got, you know, in the pipeline with the writer's room, with all this new stuff. The most exciting thing about this, and this is why it'd be the hugest, biggest shame, is that with this new No Man's Land event, it really will pump Gotham into the Gotham we more know from the movies or the Batman movie, or when Batman is a thing. So it's going to be like our characters in the Batman world, but Bruce isn't quite there yet. I mean, imagine how much cooler that is than the Gotham show we've had the past few years, where it's like, yeah, like we have Penguin rising up, but, you know, we have baby Bruce and Alfred doing little bits here and there, and we have a little proto Joker running around. That was probably some of the coolest stuff, and so was the Penguin stuff. But now it's going to be a Batman show for all intents and purposes, with seriously fully fledged stories, complete overhauls of stories, complete overhauls of character stories, complete differences, because the city's different. It's just going to be mad. But we might not get it. We might not get it. Even though a few people are extremely optimistic about the show, like Danny Cannon, I feel like that's coming more, I don't want people to get their hopes up. I feel that's coming more from a place of what he's saying is that everything literally leads to the point where we should get a season 5 for what they have planned, but that doesn't mean we will. I really hope so. But it doesn't mean we will. It's just like he's saying, but we have to. But we have to. With what happens in the season 4 final 3 episodes, we have to get a season 5. We just have to, with what's going on. But anyway, guys, I'm not going to drag the video out any more than that. I feel like the article I read out explains itself when I read it out, and I just kind of gave a bit of my insight into what I think could happen, and my version of reading of what Danny says, and I hope that gives you some more insight into what the heck is going on whenever you hear about this Gotham reboot. But let's change this into something else. Let's change this comment section into, what do you think this could mean for Gotham season 5? What do you think we could be looking forward to? How do you think the city could be changed in reference to what I read out in terms of what Danny Cannon said in this article about what they have planned? Let me know what your ideas. I think we could come up with a bajillion ideas. Maybe I could make spin-off videos if we get a season 5 confirmed in the summer about what I think could be coming. I'm sure they'll post teasy kind of pre-production photos. Danny Cannon's kind of like that. I can imagine a billion videos throughout whilst we're waiting for season 5. But in the meantime, let's start the ideas flowing now. Other than that, guys, if you like this video, why not hit that like button, as it really does show your support for this channel. Apart from that, you can subscribe if you're brand new to this channel, because you may be new to this video. If you like this video, I do videos like this quite often, as well as on other shows. So if you want to check out some of my stuff, maybe subscribe if you like what you see. Of course, I want to say thank you to each and every one of my patrons. You really do make the difference with me making these videos. And if you're curious about what a Patreon is, or a patron, Patreon, our Patreon page. Link is at the top of my description. It is a place where you can support creators such as myself to continue doing these videos even more. Check it out. You may like some of the rewards that comes with pledging, but regardless, I just really appreciate it if you check it out. If you don't, just thank you for the support. I do have social media. I do have a Discord server. Those links are in the description below, guys. I recommend you follow me on Twitter, and I recommend you join that Discord server. Apart from that, everybody, that is everything, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Good.